guys, welcome. This is a general reading for the collective of Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Welcome, class watchers. If you're new to the channel, happy to have you join us. And let me start by wishing happy birthday, a happy solar return to our Cancer sun signs. So for our June babies, wishing you all the best on your next journey around the sun. May it be positive, enlightening, rewarding, and bring you joy, good health, abundance in all areas of life, prosperity, you name it. Okay, just did the new moon in Cancer reading. We are still in the energy of the new moon because it was at its peak at 4 degrees of Cancer, and so it had a lot of degrees since we have 29 degrees right to go, so it had a lot of territory to move through. So we're still in Cancerian moon energy. It's not too late to watch the reading. It was a powerful one, a lot of really impactful energy coming from this new moon, and the sun, of course, and Jupiter, which was conjunct the sun and the moon. So check it out. And before I also go too far, the Solstice special offer for private readings is still open. Some people were under the impression that it ended. It didn't. I didn't put a close date on it. It is first come, first serve. So the link is in the description box below. It's about $50 off my normal rate. So it's about a 20% off deal. So check it out. There's a link. It'll take you to the page where you can read all about it. All right. I'm pulling from Intuitive Whispers Oracle. Let's see what the message is for those of you watching. Ooh, very interesting. First of all, I love the coloration. All the purple goes with my outfit. Pull some purple out of this. Card 34, 3 and 4 is 7. That's a magical number. It's 7th chakra. It's very intuitive. And it says the magic of nothingness. The magic of nothingness. I'm going to read it out the guidebook. It says, there is magic to be found in nothingness when you stop everything and allow yourself space. Something that you miss when you are rushing around begins to unfurl. It is the space of creation, the space where an idea can drop in, a problem can be solved, an argument can be understood, or a vision can appear. After you have read this card, which I'm reading to you, and you are invited to do 10 minutes of nothing. Well, wait till the reading's over, okay? Put everything down, move away from distractions, and just sit. Don't try to change or control anything. Instead, just observe what is. There is no outcome in mind, no goal to reach, just a pause. It should be an easy task, yet in our fast-paced world, it can feel like the most challenging practice of all. The more moments of nothingness we invite into our lives, the more magic begins to appear. When you are busy, you repeat the same actions and behaviors again and again without noticing, but when you stop, you realize that every moment, every breath is unique. You may just realize how much you have been missing out on. I love this, especially for the Cancer babies, the sun signs, right? What a great message to start off this new year for you, right? Just maybe a new practice, something to add to your spiritual practice is 10 minutes a day of the magic of nothingness, really kind of centering yourself and just taking it all in, letting things come to you. That's part of what intuitive whispers are all about, is quieting the mind so things can come to us, so we can hear it. Beautiful oracle for you. Yeah. And that Cancer new moon had some themes around this as well. More about self-love, but again, We have to quiet our noisy self-talk in order to access the self-love. So, anywho, here we go. Deep breath. Yeah, I was saying I'm doing I have like a little online app for some hypnosis for a health issue. And wow, I'll tell you, I didn't really realize how easily I could be hypnotized. But apparently I'm one of the 15%, because I come out of it just as the disembodied voice is counting me out, and I have no idea what has been said. So I do go back through and listen to it wide awake, right? Like, just to see what's the story she tells, what is she walking me through. I have no recollection when I really am into the whole process. Woo! Crazy. And that's my moments of stillness and nothingness, is I allow myself to be taken over by something else. Yeah. It's very relaxing, I'll just say that. Okay, here we go. Perfect. Empress, divine feminine energy. You know, there are debates about the divine feminine. This card is associated with this sign of Venus, with the planet Venus, and the signs of Taurus and Libra, which are ruled by Venus. But in astrology, Cancer is the divine feminine, because it rules the 4th house of the home and mother. So we're going to call you all divine feminine today. And what's crossing that? Ace of Swords. There's a challenge here when we say what's crossing us. It's usually a challenge. It can be a block. It can be something that's pressing upon us. Some insight, some information, something that we're either seeing clearly and we're struggling with it, or that we're failing to see clearly at all. It's trying to get in and we're not able to receive it. So take that as it resonates for now. Let's keep going. In the below, right? 5 of Cups. So in the root of the problem, some loss from the past, regrets, mistakes, whatever. You have to take this as it resonates for you, because it's a general, right? It's not a personal private reading. So it'll be different for everyone, and keep that in mind. Energies can come through reversed as well. So yeah, you know where I'm going. But we're looking in the past here, and so there may be some information you don't have that would be very helpful, some truth that would help explain something from the past that's still a problem, that's still, something that was and might remain. It had you despairing on some level. Okay, so let's look at the past. 3 of Wands. 3 of Wands is an anticipatory kind of an energy. You're anticipating something coming toward you. It can be a little manifestation oriented as well. In what's top of mind. This is a newer deck, so it's sticky, so I'm trying to grab the cards without grabbing 5 of them. Yeah, this card played out pretty prominently for the new moon in Cancer reading. 7 of Cups, top of mind. Confusion, mixed messages, right? It can be a little emotional overwhelm too, which would go hand in hand with the 5 of Cups and make sense with the Ace of Swords being the challenge. trying to sort through a lot of different emotions, and they're all competing for your attention. So it's hard to make sense out of something. In the near future, Page of Pentacles, yeah, so we might kind of have to have a fresh start. Learn as we go and grow. Page of Pentacles. So I do feel there could be a fresh start, first steps in a new direction or in a new environment. What's the message from Spirit for you? Sure. These are I didn't, this is almost exactly like the new moon reading. I'm sorry I'm smiling and chuckling. It's just that the cards are coming out are near identical to that reading. Okay. Wheel of Fortune is Jupiter. Rules Sagittarius. But this is Jupiter coming in. The Wheel of Fortune is Spirit's message to you is about something that is potentially fated. It's time. It's destiny. Time could be now. It's expansive. Jupiter wants to give us good things. And at this new moon was conjunct the moon and the sun. You know, the new moon, it's the moon and the sun are holding hands. Well, Jupiter was right there. It was a happy little threesome, okay? In the hidden energy of your person. Wow, Nine of Pentacles was right there in that reading too. So the Nine of Pentacles with your person coming in the hidden energy, this is someone who admires you and admires your independence. Admires that part of you that somehow can manifest your, what you want, your creature comforts. Like you make life look kind of easy and comfortable. You seem comfortable with yourself. You may not always be, but that's how they are perceiving you. This is someone who looks up to you, may even have you on a bit of a pedestal, whether they've said it or not. When it comes to the Nine of Pentacles, though, she does come through as a single person in the tarot. So she has a lot of suitors. She has a lot of people that are interested in her, but yet she kind of remains unattached. In the outcome position, Two of Swords. A decision that will need to be made. And that's sort of where you may come up with the magic of nothingness, is that decision won't come to you in the craziness of the confusion and the overwhelm, right? You'll need to quiet the mind and get very still. And it's hard to see because this is predominantly a black and whitish deck, but she's blindfolded and she's seated. And the raging sea is behind her, right? And she's got these two very large, unwieldy swords that she, for all intents and purposes, couldn't handle very easily, but she manages. And it's a sign to the outer world, don't come near me, right? From here to the tip of the swords is the circumference of space. It's like you're creating this space around you, this sort of force field, to get to that quiet so that you can go within, get the clarity that's missing or challenging to access, to think about the meaning and the purpose of what's happening here, of an important decision that has to be made, and then how best to proceed. So that's where we're headed. All right, that's the storyline. Love it or leave it. Here we go. Empress and the Ace of Swords for our Cancer reading. Five of Cups. Justice. 10 of Cups. So I'm getting the impression, and this 7 of Cups, I just literally got a message that said, I don't understand. That's the message. I don't understand. I feel here a divine feminine coming through that And just so you know, I'm holding it this way. It's normally would be a cross, right? Lying sideways, but just so you all can see it, I put it this way, right? If you've been open and receptive to what would be this energy of, but we were so happy, you know, we should be able to have it all. This feels so unfair, and there's like this justice here. There's something's off. There's this sadness. There's this energy of, I'm not understanding this. I don't know what's true or what's false, right? Because this can be illusion even. And I feel like that's what's happening, is this truth or this understanding or clarity is out of reach. And therefore things are feeling patently unfair, or almost like, I mean, the Justice card can also represent some kind of formalized process, something that's formal. Think of legal processes, justice obviously, but something that's formal here. It's trying to come through, but I'm not really getting it, because I'm feeling this like something slipping through the cracks, slipping through your hands, just so close to the happiness. And then something formal that kind of gets in the way. And it doesn't feel fair. Like it feels like it's been decided, but not by you. That's what I get. You know how a judge makes a formal decision? That's why justice is here, because it's been decided, but not by you. So let's look at the Five of Cups, root of the problem. Empress again. Six of Pentacles, Nine of Wands. I feel you've given this your all. You've given everything to this connection. I don't think you've received a lot back, or at least not in equal measure. It kind of comes through as, I'm spent. I've given and given. I'm exhausted. I'm drained. I've persevered, and I just keep losing. I'm looking back, and it's all just spilt. It's right. I do want to draw your attention, though. It's important when you think about the Five of Cups that you look at what's behind you. Your focus is on what has been knocked over, what's been spoiled, what's tainted here, what's been lost to you. Look what we have behind you, though, is the Two of Cups, bolt upright, not disturbed. And the Two of Cups is the partnership, is the soulmates. Okay, so there's still some energy there to be worked with, but I'm feeling like the exhaustion of not having the reciprocity is really what's confusing. It's what you don't understand. It's like, I don't get it. Three of Wands in the past. The Star. Magician. Seven of Wands. All right. So the cards from the bottom, if you're new, welcome, are what you can't see, because they're usually in your unconscious awareness, your person's unconscious awareness, or they're playing out behind the scenes. I feel like you were dealing with someone here who's been a little resistant, maybe a little more than resistant, because here you are, like you in the past set your sights on something, manifesting, being hopeful, setting your sights, setting your intentions, trusting the universe, anticipating this energy that you're, manifesting for this connection to arrive. And you're kind of dealing with someone who's coming at it from an opposite position of, yeah, nope. So energetically, and you may not have even seen it on their face, or it may not have shown up in conversations, but it's definitely an energy that was working against what you were manifesting. So it's been there. And now it sort of feels like this energy that you have of mixed messages is what I'm sensing, because the behavior is not matching the words or the patterns, just if that makes sense. Like now it's all catching up is what I think I'm seeing. So 7 of Cups, top of mind, Judgment, Queen of Wands, and the King of Pentacles. Yeah, because this person in your inner landscape is supposed to have your back, is not supposed to be working against you. You're supposed to be a team. You're supposed to be headed toward this bliss, this nirvana, this happily ever after. And there's some truth that's escaping you with this Ace of Swords. There's something you're not seeing clearly. It's available for you to see, but for some reason you can't see it. And it's almost like you've been thrown off the scent, possibly even intentionally. And we have Judgment here, Queen of Wands. In the new moon reading, the Queen of Wands was, for all intents and purposes, reversed, like disempowered greatly. And I kind of feel she's that way here too, because we have Judgment. And Judgment is that energy of being called up for a second chance, right? At what? Well, it's biblical, so for these people, they're sinners in the graves. It's for second chance at life, at happiness, at love, at life in general, through forgiveness for their sins. But in your case, it's like, can we have a second chance? Can I forgive this person for whatever it is that's causing so much emotional overwhelm? It's hard to say, because this is someone that you really kind of believed you might have a future with, or that you should be able to count on. Let me just say that much, that you should be able to count on. And it seems like they've been running interference here in the connection. And you likely want, it's Judgment's reconciliation, want to reconcile this somehow, have a second chance at it. So let's see the Page of Pentacles, which could be a fresh start. Six of Cups, the World, Ten of Swords. So now what we have to determine is, are we going to have a fresh start? This is the Six of Cups, the warmth, the companionship, that sense of having known each other for all time. Some of you will know your person for a long time in this incarnation. Others of you not so much. But it's my past life soulmate card. To me, it represents that energy where you've sort of followed each other throughout, at 5D, throughout lifetimes. And so there's this instant comfort, this instant recognition at soul level that is sort of, no matter what happens between you, you kind of always come back to home within each other. And the World is that coming full circle and closing out one cycle, beginning a new cycle. It is a new beginning card. And as I said in the new moon reading, all those cards are coming back here. But we only get the new beginning at some other cycle's end. And the Ten of Swords would be the end of a painful cycle. The question remains, though, are we ending this painful cycle together? Okay. So, because you're going to be making that decision. Spirit's coming in with the Wheel of Fortune. Seven of Cups. The Fool. Two of Wands. Interesting message, because the Two of Wands is that, that path, the chosen path, and it asks you what you want. In a world of possibilities, what do you want? What do they want? Do you want the same thing? Are you headed in that same direction? And Two of Wands is, not just what you want, but what path will likely get you there. So you have to choose. All the twos are about choices and decisions, and we know we're headed there. Ultimately, choice will be yours. But it feels as if you're gonna have to take some kind of a chance, some kind of a risk, despite your confusion, despite the mixed messages, despite the not having all the answers. That's the kicker. And if you're here with the Cancerian energy, and I don't care what the placement is, Venus in Cancer, right? Sun, moon, rising, Cancer anywhere, any kind of placement is not fond of risk. It's just not. It's one of those things where it's like, well, I could get hurt. I don't want to. And so Spirit's saying, spin the wheel. We don't know what, you could win the jackpot. It could come up bankrupt. Do you see? So I am seeing the Wheel of Fortune as Spirit's way of saying, we're playing with Jupiter here. We've got the perfect conditions. And yeah, there's a lot of turmoil for you. There are a lot of unanswered questions. There's lots of confusion, a lot of emotions, a lot of mixed messages. You're either gonna, it's go time. And so you kind of have to ask yourself what you want. Choose the path. And then choose actions. What do you have to do? What do you have to set in motion so that what you want and what you're trying to manifest arrives? Because that next card would be Two of Wands, would be the Three of Wands. But you are taking a risk, Fool, that you're still up against somebody's resistance. So let's see why we have the Nine of Pentacles here. Five of Wands. Page of Wands. Strength card. So there's clearly been some kind of tension, excuse me, outside source, even of interference. It's going to be different for all of you. The Five of Wands, think chaos agent, competition, interference, drama. And yet this person with the Page of Wands, I mean, that Page of Wands could literally be what the tension is about. Because if you're dealing with someone that you are of the mind that they should have your back, they should be someone you can count on, they should be responsible and reliable to your needs and your feelings, because we're in this connection, we're in this relationship. And you're the one here with this 5 of Cups, this sense of loss and grief, almost like, I don't get it. Ace of Swords, 7 of Cups, not once but twice, like, I don't get it. Could be that that the problem is that they're kind of still in that serving their own needs in the minute kind of a mode. They're still out there having fun. Doesn't make them a bad person. Make sure you hear me loud and clear. That is not an indictment on their character. But it is a different sort of level of readiness, which is what I said in the very beginning, a level of readiness for the type of connection that you're ready for. And that you may already have expected you were in. And that you were manifesting to some degree. And that you might not have realized you were up against their resistance because they're still playing. They're still, I don't know. What are all the old sayings? I'm an old lady, so like, chase and tail, whatever you want to say. I'm old. But once upon a time, it was, you just kind of had to wait a little longer for certain people to get it. To just say, oh, God, I need to be done with this. And it was, for me, it was the girlfriends who had brothers who were the most help for all the rest of us, because they'd come and they'd say, they hit that maturity way later than the rest of us, and yet like they knew their brothers were good eggs. They just knew, they knew they were good people. They just knew they weren't ready for the responsibilities to other people's feelings. And yet they still said a lot of the things that would lead a person to feel that they were the one they wanted to be with. But they weren't out of this mode yet. Picking up what I'm laying down? Yeah. But I really like seeing the Strength card here, and I'll tell you why. Because in this person's unconscious awareness, they get that this isn't working anymore, and that it's an obstacle to what they really want, which is a quality person, someone they admire, someone they look up to, someone they do have on a pedestal, while they're still playing some baby bullshit games. Again, I don't mean to judge while I'm judging, but you get my drift. Like I said, I'm old, I'm allowed. But here's the thing, they know. Like, I gotta be on the same team with this person. We gotta work together to overcome these obstacles, which means they know they gotta be a team player, and they gotta get, their confidence up. Maybe they're lacking confidence to live up to your quality, to your standards. And not because you've told them that, but because they just have to be in your presence for 5 freaking minutes, and they know, like, damn, man, I got to be on my game, my best game, because that's one quality human being. So that's what I think I'm seeing here, is there's some drama, there's some tension, there's some, and it could be coming from the fact that you're at 2 different points in life, but they know. They know it's an obstacle that has to be overcome. That's a good sign. We'll address it in the extended. So the Two of Swords. We got the Two of Swords bookends with the Ace of Cups and the Lovers in the middle. And what's that say? That in the outcome of it all, it's your decision to make. Do you believe this is potentially your one true love, the love of your life? Do you choose this sacred connection? And do you believe it will choose you? That's the decision you have to make. And even if you don't believe it will choose you, sometimes you just have to make the choice. It's your decision to make. Is this the gift of the one true love you set your sights on, whenever that was? And despite the disappointments and despite the despair and despite feeling like there's some kind of something going on here where it's patently unfair and you're being disappointed and you're confused and getting mixed messages, do you feel you could have a fresh start? Do you feel you could have this new beginning and really put an end to this painful cycle? Spirit's telling you, you may not get any more answers than you have right now, and the confusion may linger, and you're going to have to take a chance, take a leap of faith, and choose a path based on what you want and based on the knowledge that you're going to have to put something, you're going to have to take action. Wands is action, right? And knowing that this person is aware that their actions are creating drama and tension and conflict and an obstacle. The choice will be yours. So that's what I have for this part of it. For the extended, we're going to jump in and look at this person. For lack of a better phrase, because I don't really feel that you've got a King of Pentacles here right now. I'm seeing this person as a Page of Wands. They're sort of self-identifying. So we're going to look at them in more detail. How do they show up in the reading? How are they, assessing or processing what's happening in this connection right now? What do they think about you, or what comes to their mind when they're thinking about you? What are their intentions toward you? And the link to that is below. You've got a couple of options. So there are 3 different ways you can access an extended. Please click the links and read before you just buy, okay? And if you enjoyed the reading and haven't yet done so, please do subscribe below. It's easy to do. It doesn't cost you a thing, but it really has a big impact on my work here on the channel in this platform, to get me sort of up in the ranks. I've been at this now almost 6 years, and I should be light years ahead. And so this has to be the year that changes, or I'm making decisions about other things, other options, because, right? You know where I'm going. Can't sit around at 60 some odd thousand subscribers and keep a roof over my head. This is my work. This is what I do. This is my chosen vocation. It chose me, actually, if I'm being honest. And, some of you are accountants. I cannot balance my checkbook. I would bring you my books to balance, okay? And you don't read tarot. I do that for you. Does that make sense? So this is what I'm trying to say. help a girl out, subscribe below. Thank you for that. And let me give you the astrology that showed up. The Empress came out twice. Venus rules Taurus and Libra, divine feminine energy. Justice is more Libra, so we're looking for balance here. We're looking for fairness, diplomacy. We've got the Star is Aquarian energy. Magician is Mercury, rules Virgo and Gemini. As of today, Mercury just moved into Leo. So temper when it comes to communication, because things might run hot. Passionate as well, I'm not going to lie. Leo and Mercury and Leo can be very passionate communication, playful even. So not just all temper. Judgment is Pluto. Pluto rules Scorpio. Queen of Wands, Aries. King of Pentacles, Taurus. Page of Pentacles, all three of the earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. The world is Saturn, Aquarius, and Capricorn. Wheel of Fortune is Jupiter, which rules Sagittarius. The Fool is the planet Uranus, which rules Aquarius. Nine of Pentacles is more Virgo. Page of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Leo in the Strength card. And, of course, Gemini here in the Lovers. And your beautiful Oracle card 34, the Magic of Nothingness. Give it a try. That's what I have. The links to the extended are below. Don't forget about the Solstice special offer for private readings. Link for that is below as well. I'll see you at the extended. Bye for now.